Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-May tarot and astrology reading. Hope you're all doing really well. You are the missing link to this new moon in Gemini, because the new moon in Gemini is supported by Saturn in Aquarius, and if you are around 0 to about 9 degrees of Libra sun, or have that in your chart, this is very, very much a turning point in your destiny. The new moon in Aquarius and its support from Saturn is asking you to begin restructuring, rebuilding, recreating something in your life. Saturn is giving you major lessons in terms of how you love, and they're not always easy. And the Gemini energy is, of course, giving you a lot of food for thought in your own personal philosophies and the way that you connect to the wider world. There is a chance for many of you that there is a long distance love relationship at play. There's also a possibility for you that a lot of you are going to learn from somebody who is a very different way of thinking to you. And then for others of you, there is potential of looking at an old love in a new light, whether that means reuniting, whether it means reframing the way you feel about this person in order to move forward for the best. Whatever it is, Libra, there's a lot of energies at play in your own element. Now, one of the things as well with the Sun in Taurus trine Jupiter in Capricorn is that where relationships have been very fragmented with the people that you live with, housemates or family members or spouses or live-in partnerships, whatever it is, there's a lot of healing going on there. There's a lot of good positive energy coming in that you could really use. The energies over the last couple of years in Capricorn with Pluto and Saturn being there, and of course the South Node, the energies have been very tough on your family dynamics. It's been very tough on the lives of your family and your relationship with your family, and as well as that, now that it is in Sagittarius and Jupiter, the planet of luck, is in Capricorn, and it's making the nice connection with the Sun in Taurus. The energies are very much going to give you a voice in how to fix things, and it's going to give you your own positive spin on troubled relationships, particularly within your family, possibly also with siblings. There's some interesting stuff going on with siblings for you guys. So let's have a little look at the energies. The Venus square Neptune energy as well is going to it's going to feel a little bit claustrophobic towards the end of May at times. Be gentle with yourself, be patient, watch as many National Geographic things as you can, take as many short journeys as you can, obviously circumstance permitting. Just make sure that you are finding a way to escape, because you're going to really want to escape, and I think a lot of you, if you're feeling very trapped, could take it to the extreme. Let's have a little look. The May 28th Mercury conjunct the true node in the last degree of Gemini will really hit the Libras. Ooh. The very first few degrees of Libras. Also the end degrees of Libras, the ones that are verging on Scorpio territory. You're doing a lot of soul searching. The true node is going to make you see solutions to your communication problems. And it's all by changing up your philosophy. By changing the way that you think. Reading different kinds of books, trying different kinds of podcasts. All of that stuff is like catnip to you at the minute. 8 of Cups, 10 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. Oh my goodness. Okay, and underneath with the 2 of Cups. That's pretty funny. I'm sorry, that is pretty funny. That's a pretty interesting hand, have to say. Okay. Be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. Now, let's talk about the Nine of Cups as the outcome representative of the 9th house, which is Gemini. I think for a lot of you, with Venus retrograding in Gemini, there is the potential to reconnect with someone, as I say, regardless of where the relationship went, where the friendship went, there is a possibility of reconnecting with somebody that you could not move past. The reason I say that is because obviously Venus in retrograde, it only happens once every 2 years, year and a half to 2 years. It does reconnect us with people from the past. Now, to have it in a fellow air sign is quite compatible for you. It also suggests that a lot of the things that return for the air signs are things that they would actually like to see, or things that they would actually like to work through, or like to figure out, or like to put to bed. I think for a lot of you, it's either an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, a Capricorn, or a water sign, a Scorpio, a Cancer, a Pisces. The 8 of Cups to the 9 of Cups suggests that the transition may feel a little bit too good to be true, a little bit too easy. The reason I say that is because the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups in the middle feels like you might not get entirely what it is that you want, but you're getting very close to it. So, Saturn retrograde in your romantic sector suggests that where there's been a relationship that was karmic, where you needed to learn a lesson, where you still need to learn a lesson, may very well pop around again. I think for a lot of you, this really challenged your definition of success for yourself. I think for a lot of you, it's possibly a relationship where you felt like the other person had more going for them, or had more going on, or you felt like it was making you face a lot of challenges, whether that was challenges internally for yourself or challenges externally. Those are the type of things that come back around. The 2 of Cups and the 10 of Wands suggests that there is some kind of lesson still to be learned, and that you must not make things more difficult for yourself than they are. Interesting indeed. Something that was very much either in your head, perhaps it was all in your head, and it reappears just so you can understand that it wasn't for you and that you deserved something better. Or perhaps it is re-emerging because it was actually better than you gave it credit for, and there's a lot of remorse in that movement. The Queen of Cups in the challenge is either that the challenge is with a water sign, or that the challenge is your emotional sense of self. The Gemini energy, the air energy in general, again, can feel quite overwhelming in your head, particularly if you suffer from mental health ailments anyway. The amount of air in the sky is going to bring an influx for a lot of people in terms of anxieties. And it's something that everyone with Gemini season must work through. And the way to work through it is to keep interested in many things rather than streamline your focus into one. The North Node is pointing us in the direction we should go. For many of you, that is a very optimistic side of the sky, and somewhere you must be approaching the things in life that you want with careful optimism. And I say careful optimism because there's a lot of karmic energy at play. Okay, there is a lot of karmic energy at play. And you have to be kind of careful with that you don't just rush into things. Because the 9th house is very philosophical. And any karma there with the Gemini energy suggests that sometimes, Libra, you as a sign can get very lost in fantasies. And you can get very lost in idealism. You are known as the idealist. You can paint things to have to be a certain way. And oftentimes that can make you lose out on what's authentic. That's not to say that you should ever settle for less than you deserve. But it also is something to reconsider with your current dynamics, with relationships, whether maybe you're expecting perfection from somebody who is offering you something authentic rather than perfect. That kind of energy. It's funny though, because the ninth house is very much about, because it's so heavy, it's almost as if you are learning a particular path, or you're headed down a particular path, particularly in work, that is going to show you your calling, and where the past has restricted you in some way so that you could push a little harder in the direction of the goals that you want to succeed in, right? The new moon is asking you, of course, to develop new philosophies and to become a little less rigid with the way that you define your love relationships, the way that you define how love should look like. And to value your creativity, to value the things that you can make and contribute to the world. Now, Pluto in Capricorn, it's still asking you to examine some power struggles here, and where relationships are like bondage and they're like unhealthy and they're very overbearing, that's not what I'm saying that you should do. But this new moon is giving you a very strong platform, particularly, as I say, Libras who are in 0 to 9 degrees of Libra. It is asking you to be very careful about what you wish back into your life. Be very careful about what you wish into your future, because you will get it. It's not enough that you have the 10 of Cups, you also have the 9 of Cups as well. And the 2 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. There's a lot of emotions coming up for you this month, in particular with work, but also with love. And what this wish that you want is to see something coming into your dock, to see something coming in for you, something that you were just about to give up on. But here it is. Coming in quickly. And it's going to make you very, very content. So yes, Libra, be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. Especially if it's got some kind of clues or undertones in your past. There seems to be something coming in for you quite quick once you realize what it is that it is you want. Mercury and the true node will show you what attitudes, what philosophies, and what beliefs will get you to where you want to go. And if it is communication with somebody with that Sagittarian South Node, perhaps communication needs to open up, and it will. It just required a little bit of confidence. Whatever it is that you're going after, Libra, I think you're going to get it. I think it's going to require you to be tenacious. I think it's going to require you to be open-hearted. I think it's going to require you to be confident, and I think you're going to get it. I think you're going to be very charming. If it is career-wise, the Cancer season that is pending is going to be very, very charged for you. And as we lead up to the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius in June, again with the communications, conversations are going to become the most important part of your energies, the way that you interact with other people. The things that you would like to say that you feel like you can't, and the things that people would like to say to you and feel like they can't. So, yep, it's pretty interesting. Actually, eclipses in the third house are kind of funny because they oftentimes eclipse people out of our lives that we speak to, but other times they can just be so very revealing to the truth And I think for a lot of you, you're headed towards a very interesting conversation. The period from the new moon in Gemini to the full moon in Sagittarius is going to be charged with conversing. And I think it's going to set your heart free. I love you guys very much, and I'll see you in the next set of readings. Bye, Libra.